Greece's finance minister angrily rejected a German plan for the Eurozone to impose a budget overseer onto Athens in return for a new €130 billion bailout, saying it would improperly force his country to choose between financial assistance and national dignity. Evangelos Venizelos said the proposal to create a European Union budget commissioner with the power to veto Greek tax and spending decisions, revealed by the FT, ignores some key historical lessons. He added EU lenders already had sufficient monitoring safeguards in place in its bailout program.
Mr. Venizelos' comments came as talks in Athens shifted from the weeks-long negotiations over restructuring its privately held debt to the question of which public institutions will have to pay to fill a widening gap in Greece's budget figures. According to officials involved in the discussions, negotiators representing Greek bondholders largely completed a deal with Athens at the weekend, which would cut the long-term value of privately held bonds by just over 70%. But the formal signing of the agreement has been delayed amid disagreement over whether a remaining budget shortfall will be filled by further Greek austerity measures, additional loans from EU governments, or by the European Central Bank, which is facing pressure to give up profits of the $40 billion euro in Greek bonds it holds. The deal is essential to finalizing the new Greek bailout, which must be completed before a $14.4 billion bond comes due on March 20th, or Greece would become the first developed country to default in nearly 60 years. If the process is not completed successfully, we will be faced with the specter of bankruptcy that will have grave consequences for society, and especially for the poor, Lucas Papademos, the Greek Prime Minister, said after meeting Greek political leaders on Sunday. EU and International Monetary Fund officials have already presented the Greek government with a 10-page list of prior actions Athens must take before being granted the new bailout. The list, obtained by the Financial Times, includes cutting 150,000 public sector jobs within 3 years and cutting this year's budget deficit by a further 1% of economic output.
YouTube friends, we all know that there is no such thing as a free lunch, so it's no surprise that the European Central Bank and or the IMF is requesting that a country that wants to borrow money from them must accept certain conditions. In other words, to get help or to get the money, you must give up some of your independence. If a country who is in desperate need for financial assistance fails to comply with the request of the lender, then this country will collapse economically, making it vulnerable for a takeover, either internally or externally. The United States must begin to implement tough measures and tough cuts internally, or else it will be in a similar situation as the European Union. We will begin to see these types of cuts soon after the presidential election. There is no way around this. We are reaching the point where we cannot afford to pay the interest on our loan. We cannot print enough money to bail ourselves out of this problem. However, laying off government workers and cease and desist of providing government assistance to its citizens in need will not resolve the problem. In fact, it will slow down the economy, make the problem worse. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that the crisis or the storm that is about to hit the U.S. and the world is now inevitable. Possible recovery could take a decade or more, if at all possible. This is not a supernatural prophetic prediction. This is an extrapolation based on facts. Nonetheless, the world's current financial condition, the manner in which global bankers are taking advantage of it, recent natural disasters, man increasing knowledge, the fact that we are on the brink of war on so many different fronts, and the fact that all these things are happening and culminating simultaneously is a clear indication that we are the generation to see Revelation Bible prophecy fulfilled. He who has ears, let him hear. He who has eyes, let him pick up his Bible and read the scriptures and accept Jesus Christ as the Son of God and as the Savior, and save your soul. God bless. Peace and love.